Well, Seven Commanders, and welcome to episode 2 of Tour of the Solar System. Well, that last episode certainly did something. My god. I had an absolute blast speaking with you all in the comment section. And I've learned a lot from the last couple of videos, namely, never assume that no one will watch. Always assume that you will at least get some views. Might not get 12,000 views, but I might get some. I'd like to address a couple of things before I move on. I'm new to this, and thus I will make mistakes, and I will learn from them. Having said that, the first title was a little bit clickbaity. I will hold my hands up to that, but it was designed to get eyes on. And as a small channel, that's certainly hard to do. However, it's not something I want to repeat all that often, so I'll just aim for more catchy titles. Secondly, I did release the news video a bit quickly to get it out there. However, I should have taken a step back, thought about things a little bit longer before rushing to get the video out there. Now, I think there could still be an element of cash grab in there. Let's try and get them to upgrade involved. However, as people have pointed out to me, there are other reasons as well. The fact that Audi just isn't ready. And they know they'll break the entire game if they launch it with the graphics updates apply to Horizons as well. And that's a valid point. It was a rookie mistake to rush in. But hey, I am a rookie. But I will do better, I promise. If you stick around, you'll see that I'm actually a nice guy. I don't really like being a doomsayer. But I am human and I will make mistakes. However, I am man enough to admit them. I want this to be a positive experience with the things that I'm looking forward to in Odyssey. As believe it or not, I don't like being a doomsayer. I don't like bashing the game that we all love to play. I just want a fantastic game. Okay, so we currently have a Thyroid Event on. They've attacked several bases, and commanders have a choice of bug hunting or rescue missions from stations. I had a really cool interdiction on the way to the Pleiades one, where 3 Thyroids interdicted me at the same time. Now, I've had it before, obviously, but only 1 Thyroid, so 3 was awesome. Now, if you're after a new experience, this is really cool. The rescue missions are good fun. Load up a ship with passenger cabins and some heat sinks, don't forget those, and get out to the station and start rescuing poor passengers from the burning station and drop them off to the rescue vessel nearby. If you've never done this before, you will need to know how to fly manually to land and take off. So, the community goal that I mentioned in episode 1 finished not long after I released the episode, so that's a bit unfortunate, but how did we all do? Let me know in the comment section below. I farmed a bit, and I got into the top 10% of the Ito Orbital one in Rhea, and then spent the night with my wife to find the next morning after work that it was all over, and I'd fallen into the top 25%, which cost me roughly 2 billion credits. So moral of the story, wives are expensive, yo. The result? 3.16 billion credits, so I can't complain. I mean, I'm not Scrooge McDuck rich, but I'm still rich enough. Okay, so we're 6 days away from the release of Odyssey at the time of filming this, and likely only 3 or 4 days away from the time of actually releasing this. And I wanted to address the release of my last Tour of the Solar System video. It was a bit negative, and it wasn't intentional, but it certainly turned out that way. So I wanted to address a couple of things from that and put out a positive video on Odyssey. Not a top 5 reasons to be hyped for Odyssey, as that would honestly just be a slap in the face to all of you and make me look like a typical YouTuber. But, as I said, there is positives for Odyssey, and I want this to be a positive video, because I do feel that there are some good parts to it, at least for me. But first, today's screenshot. For those of you who aren't aware, I'm actively asking commanders to join my Discord and post some screenshots on there, and the one that I like the most will go into the next video. Now, so far, no one's posted on there, which makes me cry a little inside, so I'll use one of my own. This screenshot was taken during that CG event that I posted in the episode 1, at Jameson Crash Site. The amount of times I've said Jameson Crash Site in previous shoots is quite ridiculous. I managed to catch it at the right time where another moon was passing between myself and the main planet, and we were in the dark as well. If you want this image, it's available on my Discord. If you want to put your picture up and have it on a video, then join up and post it on the ED channel in the Discord. Link is in the description. Okay, so now for some positivity, which will be refreshing given the last couple of videos. What have FDev done right? Well, for one, the new graphics updates are lovely. I've said that before, but they bring our planets closer to that of Star Citizen, which is never a bad thing. I think the planets in Star Citizen look outstandingly better than ED's currently. The way that some of the stars just light up the atmospheres on certain planets, it just takes it way beyond where it is now. It's like night and day, the difference. Some of the views that you can and will get will be nothing short of breathtaking, and I'm holding back on exploring until the new graphics drop. Some of the planets and moons are going to look amazing to fly around, never mind be on the ground with. However, being on the ground and around your ship is going to make for some epic screenshots as well, and having mates who have Odyssey fly around you while you're on foot is going to be epic as hell. This is the one thing that excites me about Oddie, the screenshot and the video possibilities. Now, I've had a few commanders comment that we've not seen everything FDev has to show us, and that they believe it will be way beyond what we've seen. And I have to wholeheartedly disagree with this. I believe in what I can see and what I have seen, what I can play and what I have played, not what a company tells me is coming. But having said that, what I have seen so far has me excited for the graphical updates, it really does. Mining in the new lighting should be, drool. Yep, I'm that boring bastard who likes mining. I cannot overstate this enough. I think graphically and for the overall presentation of the game, they have done a tremendous job, and it genuinely excites me to have these updates. Now, we all know the news that came out a couple of days ago, which I covered in the last video, but this actually has some positives to it as well. Now, I know my video I kind of went in on FDev a little bit, however, it does have some positives. For one, we'll be able to compare and contrast the new graphics by swapping versions of the game, something which we won't be able to do again once it releases on console. Also, some commanders have said that they're using older tech and that the upgrade maybe would have made it so they couldn't play their favourite game, which, let's face it, no one wants people to not be able to play. So for them, this is definitely a good move. If Odyssey turns out the way that I've suggested it will, at least we'll have a version of the game that we can fall back on so we can still play and still fly around our spaceships. I'm also particularly looking forward to the new UI updates. Yes, they do need work, but honestly, the new UI looks loads better and pulls the UI out of the 1980s and makes it far more modern while keeping with the theme of the game. The new ship management part of the UI in particular is a huge upgrade, and being able to actually see your ship that you're buying instead of just an orange spinning hologram thing is such a quality of life change. I can't even put it into words apparently. Now, I know I said in my last title, is this the end for Elite? And I also said that it could be, but I think the game will come good after about 6 to 9 months. Again, I still stand by that. But having said that, there is a buzz around the game going into Odyssey, and that can only be a positive. I know it doesn't affect the game per se, but it is a good thing. Eyes are on Elite again in a bigger way than normal, and that can't be anything but great. Now, I know I've bashed the FPS content in the game. However, I know that there are commanders out there who are genuinely looking forward to it, and I do want to try and be a balanced channel for all commanders. I know I will never please everyone all the time, but that's fine. I'm always happy to debate and have a chat. However, for a lot of commanders, the FPS is a good addition, and I will say that I do have my reservations. I think that's clear. But if they put the work into this part of the game, then it could turn out to be a side addition to the game, even if just for a change every now and then. There is a lot they could do with it. It's just a question of whether FDev will actually do anything with it. The same with plant scanning. If they can find a way to make it work that is far away from how it is now or how it will be at launch, because they won't have time to change this for launch, we all know that, then it could have a lot of promise. I mean, they could take this to on-foot mining as well as plant scanning if they wanted to. And even though I bash it, it can have a lot of promise. And hopefully they realise this and they just develop on it and hopefully just make it better. Okay, so what other positives do I have? Well, you'll be able to have more fun with your mates on planets with low-level flybys. Blowing up your mate's ship and making them take a taxi back is going to be so much fun. That should make for some excellent videos and will be a highlight for me if my friends ever get it. Though sadly, they're all kind of saying no as it stands. But if you have players that play and that have Odyssey, that can only be a positive. Sadly, at launch, I'll be Billy no mates and I'll have to fly around solo for the meantime. But again, if you have friends that play, can't be a bad thing. Something else positive that I want to mention, that in the last episode of Tour of the Solar System highlighted this for me. I mean, I knew that we had a passionate community in Elite Dangerous, but it seems to have ignited that even more. Maybe that was just the station fires recently, I don't know. But it seems to have ignited some strong feelings one way or another, and commanders are standing up for whichever side of the fence they're on. And as long as it stays clean and healthy, then that's great. And while we have passion, we always have something to fight for. So either way, no matter how I feel about Odyssey, or how I feel about the launch of Odyssey, I will still be keeping my pre-order in, I will still commit to my purchase. But let me know in the comments what you're actually looking forward to. There are a lot of negatives, at least for me at the moment, but as I've hopefully shown you here, there are some positives to be had as well. You never know. Some days I might just fancy doing some FPS. Who knows, eh? So, what's coming up for this channel in the future? Well, a few things really. I'm going to be taking the new commanders through the Ultimate Beginner series as planned, which is actually doing well, so that's nice. I'll be doing some ship builds, some both basic and advanced ones. But the one thing I'm looking forward to, and it's something that no one else has done yet, maybe for good reason, who knows. It could be utter hot shite, I don't know. There'll be a series I'm starting based around if your ship had personalities. As we know, every ship in Elite is different, and thus it would feel different and would behave different and act differently. So I wanted to explore that and see how it goes down with people. So fingers crossed I can actually pull it off. And if I do pull it off, I had a conversation with a well-loved member of our community who's down for voicing one of the ships. However, I'm not giving you any names though. This tour of the solar system segment will not be a weekly thing. At least I don't see it being a weekly thing. But it should be fairly frequent, I hope. And at some point, maybe have a guest or two on it, which should be awesome. So, I think that probably about does it for today. I'm so glad this was actually more of a positive video. But I do stand by my views on the first one. I think the Odyssey launch is going to be rough, and the FDev has missed the mark with this expansion, at least as it appears at launch anyway. I don't particularly enjoy being negative about Elite, however, I will call out FDev on things that they're doing wrong when I feel that they're doing things wrong. I had a comment on my last video thanking me for my honest opinion, and just for my truthful approach, and my comment back to the commander was something along the lines of, that's what you will always get with me. If I like something, I will tell you about it. If I don't like it, well, as you've already seen, you will certainly know about it as well. I'm certainly not backwards in coming forwards with my opinions. I will give props to FDev on any other company where they deserve it, and I will also hold them accountable when they deserve it. So if you stick with me, that's what you will get. You will always get my honest opinion and nothing else. Now, whether you like that opinion or not, well, that's up to you and obviously the opinion that you hold at the time. However, I'm always up for debating and chatting in the comments section, so if you do disagree with me, feel free. Post it in the comments section, let's have a chat about it. Well, I think that's enough positivity for one day. I think I kind of need to go and, I don't know, steal some candy from a baby or something, or, I don't know, push a granny over. Just something to rebalance the universe. All this positivity, I mean, it's just so unbecoming of this channel. Until next time, Commanders, I've been, Dave, reminding you fine people to stay elite and stay dangerous.